Well, welcome back to Let's Play Silent Downpour. Wow, that was crazy, that kitten. He was being curious at the bird, right? Kind of like lightly clawing and stuff at him. Also, you know, that thing you see where cats, they kind of lick the lip where like... I was like, you better not be thinking that, kitten. If you're incompatible roommates with the bird, you're not allowed in this room. At least not when I'm recording, anyway. But he's just like, to distract him, right? I had this weird butterfly thing on some kind of stick, and he was dragging it around, and it went through the fan and snapped. So yeah, how badly he broke that. Like, really, buddy, I should have named you Dennis, because you are a menace. Anyway, it's been a while since I recorded. Yesterday I should have uploaded this part, but you know, I didn't have the recordings. It's been a chaotic week, and yes, that's a few reasons I haven't really done any recording. One is like been chaos, you know, the whole scenario with my mother is still a bit chaotic and all that. It's like, original plan was to have like a hospital bed or something like that, but that didn't happen because, well, they're assholes, I guess. And other things on top of that being assholes, like she got carers now, but the one leading them seems to be a bit of an ass. And you know, all this shit. But on top of that is my laptop. I need to get it checked out. Because I could do it myself. I could, you know, just unscrew everything and, you know, clean it out myself. Just I'd be worried if I, you know, damage it, so I want someone else to do it instead. Same scenario happened when I cleaned my guitar. I was like applying the brass on all that, and then it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm worried that I'm gonna damage the fretboard, so, you know, I had my brother do it instead. So it's a similar scenario there, because it's been overheating. I was editing the parts of Persona 3 that I recorded for a while ago, and it crashed at least twice from overheating, I assume, because it was really warm and it just powered off abruptly. So I assume that's what happened there, so need to get that fan looked at. And the only reason I was able to save those videos in the end is by setting Shotcut, the video editing software that I use these days, to low priority when saving, because for whatever reason when exporting the file it just goes nuts. Overheats, lags, everything, it's just insane. So yeah, hopefully get the fan and all that cleaned and all that shit, and hopefully it'll run better. Otherwise I'll just freaking have to find another editing software, because Jesus Christ, it is ridiculous. So they'll say something about punching creatures to buy you time. You're gonna be knocking stuff over, aren't you, buddy? You know what? I haven't actually shown a picture of him. I'll show you some pictures of him on screen, why not? He's like, ah, isn't he cute? Yeah, he's cute until he starts clawing at you and biting you. He's like a chihuahua. So like, I've gotta have socks on, which I don't have on at this point in time right now. But you know, when he goes for the feet and the ankles, it's like you need to have something on your feet, man, because he won't hold back. He'll bite you. But he's probably gonna knock something over in the background. Okay, what am I doing now then? Let's see. So we are over here. Our destination is over here. So while in between doing over here and what are you doing? You're after the Q-tips again, aren't you? This really kitten, man, he keeps chewing up these Q-tips. I guess because anything that has that kind of, I don't know. Hey, don't try to eat that. That's another thing that's wrong with my laptop as well, is 2 keys on the keyboards. What are you doing? He's like, oh, dust. He treats dust like cocaine. He's like, yeah, that sweet, horrible dust. What are you doing? You troublemaker? Get down from there. Can't tell what you're trying to nibble at. Yeah, you really are. You're just nibbling that dust, you weirdo. But yeah, you know, I got 2 keys that are just not properly on the keyboard because when moving stuff around, something fell onto the laptop and bashed out 2 or 3 keys. And, you know, it's been alright for the most part, but they've come loose even more so now, so I might get that fixed as well, hopefully. More so for the arrow key, because the down arrow I use a lot, you know, as opposed to the 0 insert key, which I don't think I've ever really used. Anyways, back to what I was going to do there. It's trouble having the kitten in the room. It's distracting. Where is that image? Meow. Also, he climbs you like he's that freaking monkey from Ace Ventura. He just climbs up your back. And there is. I think I know what the issue is. Once again, you got to a high place and you don't know how the hell to get back down. That happens to him a lot. Come on. Yeah. Right, what are we doing today? Up those. I think we could get 5 and 6, but we can't get the last one until we clear the orphanage or whatever it's called. So, yeah, look at that again. It's right in front of the movie theater, and then there's another one down an alleyway. I gotta remember the controls now. No. Okay, R1. It's like, you know, play multiple different games, and the run button's always freaking different. He's going back to the bird cage again. He's confused because he's like, where's the bird? Where is he? He's not in the same spot. He's up on the perch now. Better not be pulling off the same shit that your Minx, a cat we had years ago, did. He was crazy, man. He would leap all the way up to the freaking ceiling almost via a punching bag to get to the birds. He was a bit aggressive. Well, a bit aggressive would be an understatement. Sadly, he, you know, got run over years ago. So, yeah. But my point is, don't be aggressive. Be more like Molly, you know, the cat that I had that passed away back in February. She was chill. Never attacked the bird or anything like that. I also got an older cat that doesn't really bother with the bird at all, but to be fair, he rarely ever comes into my room anyway, so. It's like crazy, because if you think about that cat is probably like, in a human years, would be the equivalent of his 90s at this point. He's really old. Most cats we have don't tend to live that long, but he, much like this other cat we had that passed a few years ago, Thomas, you know, he lived to about 20 years. Usually what happens with our cats is, you know, they inevitably get knocked over at some point, you know. They kind of flirt with death in the form of the road, you know. In the case of Molly, she passed because she had to be put down because she had, like, tumor and stuff like that, and a bunch of other illnesses I can't remember. And then the weird thing is, right, Buddy, the current kitten here, he was born apparently 2 days after she was put down. And would you get down from there? Now you're like trying to climb the cage. Buddy, I'm going to have to evict you from the room if you don't, get down from there. The bird's not having any of his shit though. He's just going up. He's like, can't. Get away from me. You gotta assert dominance. Otherwise the cats will never leave you alone. We had a cockatiel. Well, we actually had 2 cockatiels years ago. And one of them lived longer than the other one, but the cats would never fuck with that. Because that's a big bird, and that bird wouldn't play around. If a cat were to try to get near it, it'd be like, I'm gonna fucking fuck you up. Anyway, 11 minutes in this, and I've accomplished jack shit, because like a kitten's distracting me. So it's just down here somewhere. There's a hammer. Just realized I don't actually have a shovel. Where can I find a shovel? There is a shovel, fittingly enough, down by the cemetery. That would make a lot of sense. How's that? And that poll I put up, remember what the Let's Play next. It's like that was meant for April. It's freaking halfway through May at this point, and I still haven't, Let's Played anything new. It's like Pokemon Violet's still in the lead, but I'd noticed that someone voted for Mystery Dungeon in the past 24 hours as I'm recording. So that poll is still technically getting voted on, but there's no way any other game is going to get enough votes to overtake Pokemon Violet. But if there is a second place, I could consider Let's Playing that at a later date or something. I don't know. That kitten is really going to distract me this whole time. So where the fuck do I have to go to get to the cemetery? It's just down the road, basically. This way. Yeah. Just down the path. The trouble with the bird cage is it's right next to oh, there's the shovel. Right next to a chair that I haven't used in years. Collecting dust and all that. So he's got somewhere to get a vantage point to get at the birds. I think it's the first time he's really had a proper look at the bird. He probably knew the bird was there, but didn't actually interact. So, wait, could it be in here? Oh, yeah, it is. Oh. I think there might be dust in the air. Make me sneeze there. Dust in the air making me sneeze there, kind of rhymes. It creeps me out. Circle thing. I think that's a symbol of the cult or something. A lot of references to Silent Hill 1 in this game, it seems. Whatever you're selling, I ain't buying. Ah shit, it's a dead end road. How do I get to where I need to get? Maybe down this path. Hey, stop. Stop doing that, kitten. Wait. It's down here, maybe? No, we've been down here. No. Somewhere down that side, but I don't know how to get there. It might be via the orphanage. We need to be in the opposite side of this place. And I am starting to suspect that the right way is the orphanage. Shovel face! Wasn't that a thing in Little Nicky? Got hit in the face with a shovel. Haven't seen that movie in years. You know, anyone remember crack.com? It was called Crack, right? You know, years ago, you have like articles and stuff. I don't know what it's like nowadays. It's probably pretty shit. But you know, they have articles. Some of them were funny and stuff like that. And I distinctly remember Mike, the guy from Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Riff Tracks. He did like an article of like worst films ever or some shit. I don't know what he was thinking, but he put Little Nicky as #1 for the worst film ever. And it's like, what? Was he being serious or what? Because that is far from the worst movie ever, man. It's like you could dislike the movie, but to say it's the worst movie ever, that's a bit much. Yeah, it was not even the worst Adam Sandler movie. I mean, I quite like Little Nicky. I haven't seen it in years though, so I don't know how much it holds up. What was that line in there? It's like Moses, Jesus said, Abraham hit me with a bow back. Very quotable movies. Betty. Betty. At least the bird is standing their ground. He's like, anytime the kitten's all like, yeah, he's like, fuck off. I'll peck your eyes out. Now we'll both be going to the beds. What was that? It's Robbie! Remember Robbie? It's not level 3? I think that was his first appearance, right? A Robbie doll stares at you from a hole in a wall, sort of, in Silent Hill. It's a pretty creepy sight. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, sir. You've been passing the bird one too many times, by liking, so I'm on. What a clusterfuck. Escort the kitten out of the room. Then the other cat wants out of the house. I let him out of the house. Then he wants back in the house. I let him back in and the dog gets out. Her dog's just chilling in the garden, so I'll check back up in there in a bit. Seriously? It's connected, fool! Jesus Christ, man. As soon as I sit back down, the controller's like, I'm gonna pick this time to disconnect. Unplug it back in. Here we go. Oh, what a hassle. Wait, I picked up the thing, didn't I? What am I doing? I've already dug up the Robbie doll. So now we can move on with our lives. What's this? A rake.
Yes. May I help you?
I'm Murphy Pendleton. I received this letter today, but I think there's been a mistake.
Ah, yes. Mr. Pendleton. We've been expecting you. You were the only family we were able to locate. Your presence is very welcome.
Family? No, that can't be. I mean...
Bless you, child. I understand this must be very confusing for you. We've checked the records carefully, and I assure you, there's no mistake. Please, come in.
The Murphy's just like, oh yeah, then what's my date of birth? Huh? Could have been a different Murphy Pendleton. Where was he born, huh?
What the hell?
He died peacefully, and is finally at rest. For that, at least, we can thank the Lord for his mercy. He didn't leave much behind, but his few personal effects are yours to claim.
What happened here? Was there an earthquake?
I'll meet you in the morgue in the East Wing.
Dodge the question.
In the meantime, please feel free to look around. We're pleased that the good Lord has allowed us to carry out his work here at St. Maria's. I'm sure you'll find your visit enlightening.
Stuff like that's bound to happen, you know, from time to time. Not, you know, you arrive on an abandoned, rundown orphanage, meet a nun, and she's just like, we've been expecting. No, I don't mean that. I mean, you know, funerals, homes, or whatever, getting the wrong name. So they send out, like, a message or a phone call, whatever, to our families, like, to say their loved one's passed, and they're like, what? Who? It's like, oh shit, sorry, wrong family. Similar names, you see? Bit confusing. I've actually been looking into my family tree. With very limited resources, and by limited resources, I mean no resources whatsoever. Because all those damn ancestry sites are like, you want to find any information? Sign up now. And I'm like, fuck off. So I've basically been just using like some kind of free site that has very limited records, but it has, and its search engine isn't the best, but managed to kind of get a little bit of information here and there, but I can't really confirm most of it because, you know, I feel like I might have got the wrong one here and there, you know. Because the funny thing is, right, there might be two people that might have the same name and were born on the same year. How's that for bloody confusing? Like, just like, yeah, I went down the wrong family tree because it's like, you know, you don't really have much work to go with it. Just be like, okay, here's how this search engine works, right? It's like, okay, you can search first name and last name. Okay. Now, if you want to search for marriage certificates, you can put in the name of the spouse, their last name, first name, but you can only do that search if you're looking specifically for marriage results. So it's limited to that. You can't use that to, like, get any other results like birth, deaths, or anything like that. So it's a bit And on births, and I think deaths as well, they also list the mother's maiden name, so that kind of helps a little bit as well if you kind of have that information. And it was confusing, and I managed to find some, because originally I was confused, like, okay, so it's like, say you're searching for someone's birth. You got their maiden name, you got their first name, you find that, and then you want to know when they died. So you do the same search again, but for deaths, and you can't find them. And then you realize that's because they got married, so their last name is different. So you put in the different last name, and bingo, you got your results. Kept me up for hours searching for that, and I don't even know if I got most of the actual accurate, see on that, because it was like, yeah, I don't bloody know. It doesn't really give you much records to go on. Could be a completely unrelated fact.
Where'd she go?
She fell down the hole. It's less a hole, more a fucking chasm. Jesus Christ. We got a map. We're gonna have to abandon this shovel because gonna need something that can break through woods. What's that? Oh, this ain't gonna break through woods. Wonder if... wait.
What could have done this?
What's this? Ow. What is that? Ow, pistol.
Hold on. There's something behind it.
Oh. Even though I've gone through this game 2 other times, I can't remember all the details. So I'm like, have I been in this area? Is this where we're supposed to go, or is this off the beaten path? I can't remember. Nah, this is where you go. They even have curtains. Ah, shit. I ran to this. Dolls! Hey, the doll. Ow! Whoa. Can't chase me through here, surely not. Yay! There's nothing there. Yeah, I have a bit more of that film grain shit going on, and I would look like something out of Project Zero, wouldn't it? And this looks more like something out of Homecoming.
Hey there. Do you live here?
Sister said we're not supposed to talk to strangers. Oh. It's just you.
What's your name?
I just gotta let the scene play out. I'm gonna go let the dog in. So,
maybe you could unlock this door. Think you could do that for me? It's a pretty cool car you got there. You like cars? Yeah, my little boy. He used to play with cars just like that. You kind of remind me of him.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Did you kill him?
What? No, of course not. Why would you say something like that?
Because she said you're the boogeyman.
Boogeyman? What are you talking about? Who said that?
She did. She told me all about you.
Why is she crying? Who is she?
I don't know. Just some girl. She's always sad, but she knows things.
What kind of things?
Things about the boogeyman.
Look, I won't lie to you. Grown-ups tell kids there's no such thing as monsters, that the boogeyman's just make-believe, and there's nothing hiding under their beds. But that's a lie, because I've seen him. And I have a feeling you have too. But I'm not one of them. I'm not the boogeyman. Now what do you say we get out of here, all three of us?
Do you know the rhyme?
What rhyme?
She told me there's a secret rhyme that makes the boogeyman go away. If you say it fast enough, he can't hurt you. Do you know it?
No. But if there's a rhyme that can do that, I sure wish you'd teach it to me.
Then I guess she's right. You are the boogeyman.
Kid, look at me. I'm not a monster.
Not yet.
Cheeky bastard! I'm back, by the way. He was left speechless. He's like, the nerve of this kid. I'll give you a march, you son of a bitch! Anyways, let the dog in, so let us resume. Let us go back inside. I forget where we go. You know, I'm starting to wonder, what if I don't even need to do this section of the game? What if I could get to the opposite side of town to get that last thing with the fast thing? Because I think that's all you need to do and you get the ending right away, I assume. If that's the case, then this is all a waste of time. Could have got the ending by now. There's a door, there are flying birds. Doesn't feel adventurous to go around there like that. Super fucking dangerous, man. A lot of forced camera angles. I guess it's all to be cinematic, but still. I've been playing Tomb Raider 3 Remastered as well. And my god, I hate the camera in that game sometimes when you're trying to line up a jump. Especially because, you know... Oh, he's gonna pick up a doll, but nope. I use the analog stick, you know, because that's an option. It's like when I played the original Tomb Raider on my PS3.
Hey, kid!
Got the PS1 Classics version on the PSN a couple of years back. Well, a good few years back, actually, now I think about it. But I only really beat the game like 3 years ago. And I had to use the D-pad there because, you know, they didn't have the analog stick in mind for the first game. Whereas the remaster, you know, gives you both options. It also gives you modern controls, which I haven't tried out. I'm just sticking to the old classic tank controls, but it can be a bitch. Because if I'm using the analog stick, sometimes it'll lean a bit to one side. You know, it's not as precise with the jump, so I'll end up missing a ledge and have to do the whole thing over again. That reminds me, last night I was playing Tomb Raider 3, the first level of the South Pacific levels. And if you go through the smuggler's hut or whatever the hell it's called, you got a bunch of platforming you gotta do above some water, right? The amount of times I frickin' fell and had to do the whole thing all over again is way too many times. All because there's one awkward jump at the end where it just feels impossible. And when I actually managed to get the jump, I did a swan dive and she broke her neck, so that didn't work. So instead, I just went over the ledge, pressed circle to roll, and she just kind of fell down onto the ledge. It's just like, well, that works. I'm not sure if that's the intended way, but whatever. Freaking annoying having to repeatedly climb back up just to fall back down. You keep dreaming about birds. What is the significance? Is it because free bird? Man, can you imagine if that was the credit song instead? It'd feel a bit more fitting in a way, wouldn't it? But to be like, hey, we're not licensing the right to that song, that'd be expensive. Uh-oh.
What the hell?
Dangerous. I keep feeling tempted to, press the analog 6 down for L3 and R3. Because that's photo mode and remastered. And I only recently realized you could actually move Laura around. There was an update like 2 months ago that added that feature. And I didn't notice it. Like, I could move the camera around most of the level, basically. I knew I could do that, which is very useful for, like, lay of the land and stuff like that. Seeing where any items could be. It's more useful in the first game than the second and third, though, because in the first game, enemies are already spawned in for the most part, whereas in the sequels, they're not. So you can't really, use that to be like, aha, an enemy's going to be in this specific area, so watch out. No, you won't be able to tell because they won't spawn in until you get there. So you can't use photo mode for that, but yeah, apparently if you hold down R2 and move the right stick, or hold down L2 and the right stick, you can move Laura around, because that was my main issue with the photo mode. It's like, okay, it's cool that you can look around the whole level and all, but it's not really that effective for taking pictures of Laura, because it's in real time, Sure, you can change the pose and all that, but wherever spot she is in when you open photo mode, that's the only spot you get. But little did I realize you could actually move her around as well, which is cool. And the only reason I noticed that is because
That looks like a rhyme book.
Has been playing Tomb Raider 3 Remastered, and they had a thumbnail and the titles about photo mode, and they had like Laura's head in a rock and stuff like that. And it's like, you can't get that naturally. You'd have to move Laura, and then I was like, okay, let's Google this, and then that's how I found out. I was like, oh, neat. I did not realize that they actually did that. Why can't more photo modes be like that in games, Yet some games that are very limited on the photo mode. Like, photo modes in games is cool, but when it's, really clunky and... For example, in one game there's like a photo mode, but if you get too close to the character, they just disappear, Like in Project Zero, Made in Blackwater, you do get pretty close to the character before they just phase out of existence in photo mode. But, and it's like from certain angles with certain characters, if they're wearing certain outfits, they will basically just disappear automatically. I assume because it's,
Almost got it.
They're like, no, there could be a potential upskirt, even though that's not the right angle for that to happen. They just have to have them disappear entirely. That's why I assume the logic of that is. Yeah, it's like a Project Zero, not Project Zero. It has Project in the name. That's gonna make it Project EVS, those games. There's a little photo mode you can have. And I don't see the point of them having like a sit-down animation. Well, it's not an animation because it's basically just still, just for the pictures. You just have a backdrop or whatever, and just take screenshots. But you can't have them sit down because they'd be like, oh no, 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 no. Could potentially be an upskirt. So how can you make them look like they're sitting down naturally then? What is even the point? I think it applies regardless while they're wearing a skirt or not.
2 of the pages are torn out.
Now, what would be the weirdest game to add in a photo mode? I don't know why. Just thinking, you know, that infamously bad game E.T. on the Atari. Yeah, that has a photo mode. You can, like, have E.T.'s character model, if you can even call it that, just move around and line up for a shot. Or maybe Pac-Man. So you can line up the ghosts in a specific way. So it looks like Pac-Man is in peril. Or you could just take a screenshot as you're playing the game, because they basically look the same. There's a tire, but... wait for it. I say wait for it. Or maybe not. Strange. What is this freaking merry-go-round bullshit? Why is it shaped like that? Oh, there it is. Looks quite a bit like Murphy, doesn't it? Actually, it kind of looks like the character model of that thief guy in the apartment building. You know, the guy who was hanging. It's probably the same character model reused. Well, that's gonna do for this part. I'm gonna record another part immediately after. Let me just check. No, actually, no. I'm gonna continue recording a bit till we get to another save point. Laptop is pretty warm. Don't want it to overheat too much. You know, the fan is I've never had the fan checked out or anything like that, so it's probably dusty as all hell, and there's the save point I was looking for. It's like, it's only crashed when exporting the file in Shotcut, but I am noticing it is a bit warm, a bit overheating. So that's gonna do for this part and record session. Until I get this bloody fan, you know, cleaned, I'm reluctant to do any recordings because, you know, overheats, because it takes up a lot of, whatever, resources to work, so that it's like, yeah, I'm burning up in here. So anyways, yeah, see you next time, viewers. See you next time.